inspiration today was a quote from Einstein, if we can go there. Einstein said, the most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or hostile universe. Commentary. As he noted, that's a decision we make. That's a decision we make. And it influences everything about how we approach the world. We make countless decisions like this that ultimately make up our entire world view. The first part is his quote, the most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly or a hostile universe. This is my inspiration for the topic, hostile or friendly. The idea that our view of the world shapes our experiences in this world might be to some people, and it might be duh to some people. A little bit of everything. How we see the world, how we view the world shapes our experience is an absolute truth, I believe. Now let me tell you that when I say the word world, I don't mean just planet. The world can mean anything, so go as big as you want, the universe, the world. It might be the planet. It might be our own world of events and relationships and effects in our life. So you can use the word world any way that you see fit, any interchangeable way. When I say our experience of the world. You've heard this phrase no doubt too. It's not so much what happens to us, but how we see it and how we respond to it that matters. You've heard that? And really, if you already take that to heart, it's not just about what happens to us, it's how we see it, how we view it, how we feel about it, how we respond to it. You've also heard this idea, these all tie together. We tend to get more of what we focus on. If that's new to you, you need to practice. You need to really take it to heart and start looking. We tend to get more of what we're focusing on. Good, bad, hostile, friendly. We see what we're looking for. A lot of people don't like to hear this because that means I see what I'm looking for. But if I see all that ugly, that means I'm looking for ugly? Well, perhaps not consciously, but unconsciously our view of the world then becomes hostile because we're seeing so much of it. It's all an inside job. It starts with us, and we can change our thinking. So yeah, we tend to get more of what we're looking for. We tend to find what we're looking for. You know, everybody knows this example. You are looking for a new car, and you find it, oh, I think I would like to get this, and all of a sudden you see thousands of them on the road. I've experienced that. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know there were so many out here. Because now all of a sudden I'm looking for that car. We see what we're looking, we tend, I use the word tend, because of course there are exceptions. Not everything. So is there things out in the world that are ugly? Yes. Of course. Are there things out in the world that are hostile? Of course. Are there things out in the world that I would like to change? Of course. Of course. So I'm not saying that there isn't any. I'm just saying the way we look at it is a function of our consciousness, which we talk a lot about here, because a lot of that other stuff is unconscious. Well, I'm not looking for ugly things. How come I see so much ugly? Well, something in our consciousness is looking for ugly. So we can change it. We must become aware. We must become conscious and not be unconscious about it. So a simple way to say it is when you think of the world, do you think of mostly friends or do you think enemies? Now I know what you're all going to say in this room, so it's just a bigger picture here. Do we see friends or do we see enemies? Do you see blocks and obstacles or do you see opportunities? Do you see restrictions or do you see lessons? Do you see fights or do you see something to grow on? Where are you looking? What are you looking for? Is the world hostile or is the world friendly? So since today is Mother's Day, let's look at our moms. Let's look at our mamas and let's look at ourselves as moms. Complex relationship, probably one of the most complex relationships on the planet is mothers, you know? We were talking to some young folks yesterday. These young folks want to have 3, 4, maybe 5 kids. And I'm like, woo! So let those kids come to me when they grow up. Talk about, you know what my mom did. You know, it's a complex relationship. So, when you think about your mom, are you thinking hostile or friendly? Are you thinking mean or loving? Again, it's complex, but just that right there gives us so much to think, how am I looking at my mom? How am I looking at myself as a mother? It's for you to kind of take home and ponder. Am I looking for her faults? Am I looking for her, well, that was mean when you did that. Am I looking for those, or am I looking for the loving things? Am I looking for the sweet things? Have I changed my mind? Something that when I was 16, I thought she was being hostile. Now I go, I get the lesson now, Mom. You know? So that's an example of changing our mind, especially as we grow up and become wise ourselves. Or if you've had kids yourself and you go, oh, that's what my mom was trying to tell me, because now you're experiencing it for yourself in a whole different way. With parents, dads, moms, right? So we can change the way we viewed our mom. Or sometimes we find out about our mom's past, and then we go, oh. And we have a compassionate spot that something we thought was mean or hostile about mom, and then we find out, oh my gosh, something happened to her that we become compassionate about, and now we don't see it as hostile anymore. We can change our mind, and that's evidence I want you to take home of how easily you can change your mind, just to see something different. Here's two other ideas I thought of, and you're going to go, wow, those are weird, Shawn, but the dentist. The dentist. Hostile or friendly? Anybody who like going to the dentist? I don't know anybody who really likes going to the dentist. Oh, I hate the sound of the drill in my ears. Oh, I hate to keep my mouth open for so long. Oh, I don't like it either. Okay, but that dentist is keeping my mouth healthy, my teeth from falling out. And you know our mouth, maybe you don't know this, your mouth is the gateway to all your health. If you've got a healthy mouth, chances are you have healthy other systems, and vice versa. So, can I change my mind about the dentist? Doesn't mean I'm going to like the dentist. Well, I actually like my dentist a lot. She's really sweet. But, you know, the whole experience of going to the dentist, I don't have to see it as hostile, though. I can say, well, maybe I don't. But, you know what? I'm going to choose to see it as friendly because it's helping my health. Okay, now here's a rubber hit the road moment. Not this week, but next week, I'm having an MRI. My first time to be in the tube. Everybody wants to tell me their horror stories. Like, shut up.
Yeah. So loud.
That I know, but I know that going into it. I know it's loud. I've stood right next to somebody in a tube before. I know it's loud. So, I had this opportunity right now. Am I going to see this thing as hostile, scary, dangerous, or am I going to see it as friendly and helpful? Well, you know which one I'm going to choose. But I had to, I'm still doing some work. It's like when I feel myself start to feel a little bit anxious, I go, okay, but you know, these tubes, it's just a machine that's going to look at your brain in a certain way. It's looking at my brain. Don't worry. I'm looking for something in my ear canal, actually. But, you know, do I look at it as, it's just a machine. And this machine is going to give me some answers. And it's going to tell the doctor what we need to do next. So in that way, it's a friendly thing. It doesn't mean that the experience is going to be 100% pleasant. Well, I'm going to. But you know, I got medicine to help.
Pillar of prayer.
A pillar of prayer, whatever it takes. And all of the above. If you're new with us, Ernest Holmes, our founder, said you take a pill or a prayer, whatever works, right? Whatever helps. And I say yes.
I say it's and, not a well.
That's right. It's and. Right. So we can put that in here, right? So and maybe the machine itself is just a machine doing what it does. It's not hostile. The person running the machine is just a person running the machine. It's not hostile. I can choose to look at it as, oh my God, I've been dreading this whole thing. Or I can choose to look at it as, you know, it's a couple hours of my life in the grand scheme of things. What's the big deal? You know, I mean a couple hours getting there, the whole thing. A couple hours getting there, done, and now we have the answers, move on, it's friendly. So we can do that with everything. Everything. You all know, one of my triggers is driving down the street. I love to drive, and I hate bonehead drivers. Because I'm a good driver. I love to drive. I'm good at it, and I'm attentive, and I'm watching. I'm using my blinkers. I'm letting other people, I'm a good driver. So when other people don't do it, it's like, wants to come out. But are those people hostile or friendly? I'm treating them like they're hostile because I'm being hostile. But they're probably the most wonderful person who did a stupid thing. A bonehead thing. So, and we can do it with everything. With driving, we can do it with our spouses, with our children. Everything. Hostile or friendly. Can I choose to see it different? This is what I believe. This is what I've experienced. When I choose to see the world as friendly, then I notice how supported I am. I am very, very supported when I'm choosing to look at the world as friendly. Next thing you know, friends and loved ones step up to help me. So to notice how supported we are, that's a good place to start too. Oh, I have a lot of people helping me with this. Maybe I'm looking at the world as friendly. Or, where are all my friends? Where's my support? Well, maybe I need to change my mind. And I need to see the world as friendly. I need to see the world as caring and supportive of me. I say, give it a try. We say, all that I need comes to me. And I chose that song for this point right here. All that I need comes to me. If I can add a lyric, I'd say, when I see the world as a friendly place. Right? All that I need comes to me. We say, because God provides it. But we have to cooperate with that. We have to cooperate with God. And we have to say, I see friends, I see support, I see love, I see helpfulness. And then watch how it floods into your life. So then when you sing, all that I need comes to me, you go, yeah, all that I need comes to me. It's, who are each of you? Who are each of these friendly people? Other than a God expression. So it's not, okay, God's going to provide all this. Yeah, God's already provided all this. It's already here. And it's coming to me through each person, through each act of kindness, through each support. That's God in action in my life. You see, so we take the idea of God in action through people. The minute I say, this is a friendly world, I open my heart to let all that I need come in. It begins with me, over and over and over again. So we get to sit and say, is this worldview that I have, is it working for me or not? Am I receiving support? Am I feeling lots of friendly interactions? Is the worldview working for me? And if it's not, we can change our mind and we can learn to see it different. So we begin by saying everything and everyone is an expression of God. That's the first tool. Learn to see everything and everyone, even the person that you went rah to. That person is an expression of God too. Even the dentist, even the drills, even the MRI tube, all of it is an expression of God. And everything I need comes to me because I've changed my mind. So basic Science of Mind 101, change your thinking, change your life. You live in a hostile world or a friendly world. Watch when you open up, watch how much good floods you. And I'm going to let Ernest Holmes have the last word. The glasses so I can read. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, says, think of the whole world as your friend, but you must also be the friend of the whole world. In this way, and with this simple practice, you will draw to you so many friends that the time will be too short to enjoy them all. Refuse to see the negative side of anyone. That's not a job. Refuse to let, nobody said we're always going to we're not always going to hit the mark. Sometimes we're not, but it's good affirmations. Refuse to let yourself misunderstand or to be misunderstood. Know that everyone wants you to have the best. Affirm this wherever you go. Okay, so that's your job, right? Know that everyone wants you to have the best, but you need to affirm it. Right? Because we can all have evidence of, well, that person doesn't want me to have the best. But we need to affirm it so we start to see it. Affirm this everywhere you go, and you will find things just as you wish them to be. One of the first things to do is to love everybody. If you have not done this, begin to do so at once. And I love this last part. There is always more good than bad in people. and seeing the good tends to bring it forth. Let me just embellish. There's always more good than bad in the world. And seeing it, believing it, tends to bring it forth. Now let's close our eyes and let's just anchor all this prayerfully. So we begin always, every single prayer, beginning with the idea that there is one source. By whatever we call it, one creative, intelligent, love-filled, peace-filled source. Whole and complete and perfect. Nothing missing, nothing violated, nothing broken, nothing wrong. In the one source, this is already the truth. This one source is omnipresent, living everywhere, of course, which means me, which means all of us. This one source is intelligence and love and peace within us. It is our power. It is our life itself. This one source has given us the ability to choose, the ability to think. And so right here, we remember that we are God beings having this human experience. And we, right this very minute, know that we have to cooperate with this greater intelligence. So what I speak my word for first is that our heart and mind right now open up. Open up to receive the goodness, to receive the blessings, to receive the love. I speak my word that we affirm these truths before we see them. That consciousness comes first. I claim for us the consciousness of a friendly world. I claim for us that this friendly world then brings us all that we need. I claim that as our hearts are open and we see this world as friendly, we are supported beyond our wildest dreams. We are taken care of by God through each other, through events on this planet. We have all that we need. And I claim that we get today that it begins with ourselves. It begins with me to choose to see it. And so I claim for us that we choose to see the world as friendly. And so with all this goodness being claimed, I just say thank you. I give thanks knowing that I, Shawn, don't have to make it happen, but the higher source knows exactly what to do in each of our lives. And so I release and I let go. Join me in saying, and so it is. Let's do our affirmation.